so what I'm going to do is I'm going to feel the vibes real quick and start scribbling. Make sure we have a good enough connection, and perfect. And also, I know it's hard. Try not to give anything away. So I'll be trying to ask you questions that are able to be answered with like a yes or a no. But if you need anything, just let me know and we can stop. We can give you a break, whatever. I'm here. All right. So I feel more than one.
Yes.
So I feel both a male and a female.
Okay.
Sometimes it's kind of weird who steps forward, but I can't control who does step forward. I'm hoping it's someone that you are wanting to speak to, but we'll just see who does speak first. So the first two are a male and a female, but it seems like the male is the stronger one, so he might be talking first. Okay. So we'll see. So the male seems pretty polite because he gave the female the option to speak first, and she said, no, it's okay, you can go ahead. And he's like, okay, like, I just want to make sure. Oh, babe, can you keep her? Sorry, my dog. Anyways, so the male, he seems very well mannered.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's just like very go with the flow. It also feels like he liked to spend time outside. Did he like the outdoors?
Yes, a lot.
Okay. Because what he's showing me is just like a beautiful day. Like, he's showing me birds outside chirping. He was an early riser. Mm-hmm. Did he like to wake up early? And he's just showing me like the peacefulness, and the sun is just rising, and I don't know if he liked coffee, but he's got a warm drink, and he's just like, this is like the best part of the day. Did he have a nickname for you? Because I don't know, and I don't know if we'll see, but because names can be hard. I don't know why he just keeps calling me. It keeps saying it's kind of like more than one, but mostly Jazzy. Did he ever call you Jazzy or Jazz? Like, it's just like short stuff. It's something short.
Yep.
He's trying his best. He's really excited right now. I'm gonna see if he can at least have me feel how he did pass away. So we'll see what he can do. I feel like he's not very experienced to all of this. Mm-hmm. Is he recently passed away? I can't tell.
No, not recent.
Was he was this a very taboo thing in his opinion? Okay, because it's almost like he's just kind of fascinated, so he's okay, like, I'll give it a shot. So sometimes that happens if you're on the fence about this type of thing, or if you're newly deceased. Now, do you know if he had a bad back?
Yes.
From working hard? Okay. I have a shortness of breath.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like he's only focused on letting me feel. It's a very labored breathing. It was very there's a lot of time in between each breath. Okay. Let's see if he can. I was trying to give him the opportunity to give me any other symptoms, but he's not sure how else to show me, so I'm going to assume he might have passed away through the chest. Was it breathe? Okay, so he's emphasizing that. That's all he can show me.
Yep,
So
that's completely right.
okay. Did y'all vacation often? I can't tell. I'm trying to take a look at your childhood, and it seems like vacation was always like a goal. Like that was like what they looked forward to.
Yep, that's right.
Does that sound okay? Because I keep seeing him in particular at a beach. Is there a certain beach that y'all used to go to?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where you're located either. So maybe a beach around you, but
Yeah, I'm actually going this weekend.
really? Okay. That's funny. Okay. It's I wish I was good at geography. I was gonna try to pinpoint it. It's beautiful. It's almost like it looks a lot like Florida. I'm not sure though. It's like I don't know where you're located, so that's hard, but that's the best way that I can explain the beach, because Florida has like blue waters and the sand is really nice and it's almost like a light color, but that's what he's showing me. I don't know if y'all have been to that place or if you're going to a beach like that.
I am.
But okay, so that's the best I can do on that part. Now he's going back to the labored breathing. He wants to emphasize that when he passed away, it was very peaceful. It was very calm, and that was the out of all of the different ways that he imagined he would have gone, he said that was the best one because it brought him that peace. It wasn't painful, it wasn't excruciating. It was nice and very easy to transition. So he wanted to make sure that you understood that.
Okay.
Now the relationship that you had with him, it's hard to determine because it seemed pretty close. It's almost like he was a father figure. Was this your father? Was he? It's almost like he looked at you. That's how close that y'all were. Because the way that he's showing himself to me, I always struggle with how old they were when they actually passed because they like to show me their favorite phase of their. So the one that he's showing me is like he's got some tan to him. He's been out in the sun. He's a hard worker, and he's got oh, what is it called? He's just smiling a lot. He's probably the face that he's showing me. He's probably, I would say, 50s to 60s. So that was his favorite phase of his life. So it's hard to pinpoint how old they were when they passed, but I had to give a very descriptive picture. In the car today, when you were running those errands, did you he's trying to tell me. Were you hoping to speak to him in that car? Were you just kind of, it's almost like a prayer out loud, or you're speaking out loud, just kind of there? He was definitely around in the car with you and heard you. So he heard that, and he knew it was very important that he was the one to step forward. So the next thing he wanted to say was, he said, tell her I love her and tell her I'm sorry that I had to go when I did, because I know that that was really hard.
It was the hardest thing I've had to do.
Mm-hmm. I feel all of the grief, and it's almost, you've been trying to push it away because it's so hard to deal with. And then you get to that point where you don't know how to address it. It's been however long. Yeah. Do you have a, not an issue, but do you have a, it's not one of your strong suits with when someone's upset with you? You don't know how to take that?
Not at all.
No. Who struggles with people pleasing?
Yep, that's me to a T.
That is you, okay. Because it's almost like that. You don't know how to set up boundaries because you worry about the other person so much. And it's funny, he wants to point that out. He said it's okay. It's okay to set boundaries. You need to be happy. You can't worry about everyone else's happiness because that's their life. Where is your life? When are you going to start taking yourself into accountants for that? You need to start focusing on yourself, and it's okay to step back from everyone else. It's okay to do that. Now, he's saying to me, she's so sweet. She goes the extra mile for other people. Did you do something like completely generous for someone else?
I always do.
You do?
I always like to make sure that everyone feels okay all the time and that everyone has anything, and if they don't, I give it to them because that's just what I do. That's how I was raised.
Mm-hmm. Because it's almost like you're running a marathon. Like, you're trying to make sure, like, do you have something? Do you need something? Like, that's your love language. And he's saying, you don't understand. She is that sweet. She's that good of a person. Oh, goodness. He's proud of that. It's almost like he's just sitting there and he's like, yep, that's her. Her. My pen's running out of ink. Now, do you like to go running?
No.
Or do you exercise? Do you, because it's almost like I can't tell where you are when you do this, but it's something outside. You're outside, okay? Because he's saying he's there. He's there all the time. Like, he doesn't really stray far. You know, spirits do like to go in between people that are their loved ones, but he's showing me like all the different scenarios, and he's always there watching over you.
I'm always
Like
I'm always talking to him about everything.
really, that is so good. And that's probably, I don't know if you can sense that he's ever there.
Yeah, I actually
You
had
can't.
something really weird happen like 3 days ago.
Oh, this is so exciting. Okay, let's see. He's telling me, he's saying she's sensitive. She's sensitive. I knew she could sense me. You need to, I highly suggest meditating, because you might have gifts and you don't even know it, because it's not everybody that, there's people that have experienced things, but if you're feeling him and talking to him all the time, you might be able to see what gifts that you do have. And meditation is like where you should start, and seeing what you're capable of, because that's a gift.
I've just been a little scared.
It is scary. I used to be a skeptic, so I was really wishy-washy on this whole thing. So once you get past, because it's always cool to think about like, oh, that might be a real thing, and then you start working on yourself and bettering yourself and realizing I have gifts. So it can get a little creepy at first, but when you ground yourself and you stay on track of doing this more and more, that's why I call it a gift, because it's a gift that keeps on giving. So you definitely should look into that. Now, I'm not sure if this is the woman that I'm feeling, or if it may be you that I'm getting this from, but do you know if you or a loved one that passed away experienced headaches or migraines?
I do.
You do? Okay. So when they're referencing to your health, that's their way of making sure that you're going to the doctor, you're taking care of yourself, you've been to the doctor. Are you having frequent headaches, or is it just kind of once in a blue
Once in a
moon?
blue moon, and I actually ended up going to the doctor for it.
Okay, okay, good. So trying to give the woman an opportunity to step forward. Do you, I'm not sure if she's yours. Do you live in an apartment or a duplex or anything like
Mm-mm.
that? I'm wondering who she's attached to, because she doesn't seem familiar to me. She doesn't seem like I'm interested because she feels like she is intruding on this. Because I don't think she's your person. I think she just so happens to be around where you live.
That would make sense.
Do you have she won't even let me experience how she passed away, because she's like, no, this is not supposed to be happening. um I'm wondering if sometimes I call them stragglers, because they're everywhere, but sometimes if you live in a house that has some history to it, they could be attached to the house. She's friendly though. She's not she seems very what is that word I'm trying to think of? Guarded. Not guarded, but she keeps to herself. So do you ever feel like I know you're not sure of your gifts, but do you ever feel possibly like there is more than just the male there?
I actually this sounds super weird. I've
Go for
seen an old lady in my house, and I've seen a little boy, but this little boy has followed me everywhere I've gone. The little boy, I know what he looks like. Um, but the lady is someone that my daughter actually started, like she's just like I always see her in my daughter's room. She's just always there.
Oh my gosh, so Bree, my manager, she's right next to me, and she just whispered, she goes, she's gifted. You are super gifted.
But
Oh
but that
goodness.
I've noticed her. But my house is also really really old, and it came from a different city, and it was placed here.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That is wild. Oh my gosh, we've got to get you on the right path, because when you're gifted, so normal people, everyone has energy, every living thing, plants have energy, but when it comes to gifted people, we have more energy than others. So that attracts, it's just like a carnival is what I say. It attracts people to the carnival, and they want to see what the lights are about. They want to see what's going on. So they can sense you. They know that you can sense them. So especially if strange things have been happening, they're trying to get your attention. They want to communicate. They want to see if you can speak to them, if you can help them. Sometimes they just get really lonely if there's not many other people around. There's so many different reasons, but you definitely need to make sure that you're using your energy in some way. Hopefully you'll be able to meditate and use some energy doing it that way. That way you're not attracting too many things, because it can get overwhelming.
That's how I felt these last few days. Actually, that's actually how I found you. Um, I was scrolling through TikTok, and I was sitting at my desk, and I felt something like push me, like it pushed my leg over, and then I
Oh,
stopped, and then you were live on my phone, and that's actually how I ended up finding you. And I was just like,
oh
okay, I
my,
guess I'm just gonna watch her. It freaked me out. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
yeah, exactly. Oh my
But
goodness.
that's why I was saying
Oh my
something
God.
weird happened.
Yeah, that is weird. You were literally pushed.
I was just like,
Oh my
whoa. Like it felt
God.
weird. I've never felt that before. And ever since then, these weird things have been happening. And that's what I need. Like, I need to talk to her. Obviously, something's happening to me.
Yeah, because you already have two gifts that we know of. So you can touch them. There's touch, and then there's also seeing them. So that's a big deal. That's very exciting. I know it seems kind of like at first, but
Yeah, I actually sleep with a
and
face mask on now because I just want to sleep. But everything's been very draining. And I keep telling my mom like I'm super tired. And as I just like I actually called my mom. That's what I was talking. That when he said that I was actually on the phone with my mom driving, and I was just like, "So I'm gonna see a medium today," and she was just like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah," and she's like, What do you?" I'm like, "I just want to talk." The guy, it's my grandfather. He raised me.
I was going to say that because he raised
Hmm.
you. Okay, because I could not, that's how close the closeness was. I was like, it's not your father, because that's all that he looked at you at was like a daughter. So that does make
I'm the
sense.
firstborn
Um,
granddaughter.
oh my
So he was,
gosh, that is so
and when he died, I took it probably the hardest, and I had a mental breakdown and ended up in the mental institute because I couldn't process my grief.
I'm
So
so
that's why I was just
sorry.
like, as soon as I seen that you were going, that all of, I was like, no, I have to get this done. I have to go. Like I have to get this going. Like I needed to hear from him.
Hmm. You know, the most beautiful part about this is you can hear from him on your own too.
I know it's just scary.
I know, I know. Well, we need to get you. You know what? I need to make a post and tell everybody what I wear, where I found it. It's just on Etsy, but I bet I could look in like my recent purchases.
Mhm.
I highly suggest you wear just a bracelet like what I'm wearing. I think it was $15.99, and it's black tourmaline, and it helps soak up. Oh, sorry, you can't see my hand. It helps soak up negative energy, and it helps with anxiety, because I bet you anything you have anxiety,
I have
don't you?
massive anxiety. I'm like sitting here
Yeah.
rolling my hands.
Yeah. So that will help. And I'm going to be doing some more research on some other healing stones that I can recommend. Like this is a little bag of healing stones. I also got this on Etsy. I don't remember how much it was. Probably $20. But there's probably local shops you can go to and walk in. And what I want you to do to test your abilities, if you want to, is go to a crystal shop and hold the crystals and see if you can feel their
So I
energy.
do have one, and I take my kids there, and that's what we do. And
Yeah.
I pick them out based on what I feel. Actually, I'm hiding from everyone because no one knows that I'm doing this. But my office, actually, I have a lot of crystals in there, and that goes based off how I feel and what I feel, and I place them where I need them.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and that probably does help the spirits and the energy. And oh my gosh. I'm so excited that we're doing. Definitely. Do you ever are there antique shops that are around you? I know they're a big thing in
Yeah, I'm actually in
Texas.
California. um,
Oh,
and we have them. I go with my grandma a lot. And the nickname that he was saying, he used to call me Jazzer.
Jazz Razz. There's no way I would have ever gotten that one, but it was like Jazz or Jazzy. It's
The
something.
minute, because I was very skeptical about this, and then the minute you said that, I was just like, oh my God, because that's what I was telling him. I go, if it's you, like, just say my name. Like, he's the only person in the world that's ever called me that. No one else is allowed to call me that. I've been called that since I was born.
Mhm. Oh my goodness. I'm so mad I couldn't get that exactly for you, but I knew there was a nickname. Um, Definitely go to antique shops, see if you can feel anything off those items. It's just so exciting, and you have to look at this in a positive way so that you can make sure it's a positive not income outcome. So positive outcome is going to happen if you have to accept it, because I tried to just push it to the side, and it doesn't work like that. You were given this gift, and you've got to use it to protect yourself. So it's very scary in the beginning, but you have this group. You can always ask me questions. I'm happy to help you, um, because I don't want anything negative, because what you are in life, you are in death. So if someone's very negative and they pass away, their spirit is negative too. I don't want a negative spirit seeing your energy that you're not using and latch itself onto that, and then you'll start noticing that you're like, just kind of down and not wanting to do anything, and then you start procrastinating, and then it's a cycle. It's a vicious cycle. So you definitely need to protect your energy so that you can continue being a beam of light, because I totally feel that.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. I can't believe, I mean, I feel like someone just dropped like an information bomb on me. I'm just like, oh my gosh. It's so cool. You were definitely meant to be here. I it's just crazy to me. So I'm so honored. I'm so happy right now. But do you have any questions?
I don't know if he's still there. I do have one question.
Okay.
The the hardest thing for me was how do I say this without bawling? The hardest thing for me is he never got to meet my spouse. I actually
Okay.
met my spouse a year to the date we started dating was on the anniversary of his death, and we've been together going on 3 years now, and that's always been the one thing, like, would he have liked him? Would he, like, does he like him? Does he see him? I think that's kind of pushed a lot, and then we're going to try and have a kid, and all of my kids have met my grandpa. I have pictures of them all, and it's just like that's been really hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
My grandpa was my world. He was everything to me. He was my best friend. And I just always wanted to know, like, that has he seen him, and does he like him? And if he doesn't, like, just tell me, because I mean, I understand too. That's always been my biggest thing, and I tell my grandma all the time, and then I just want to know if he's watching her, because
Oh, yes.
she's really sad.
Yeah. So when you were asking the first part of that question, he immediately said, "Of course I approve. She knows how to pick her spouse, and I approve. I'm there all the time, and I always wanted her to be with a man that saw her how I saw her."
That means so
Someone,
much. He's the first person that I've met that's never tried to change me and just accepts me.
oh no, are you still there,
My
Jazmin?
phone overheated.
Oh
That's never
no.
happened before.
You know why? Because they like to use electronics. So sometimes electronics will malfunction because they're using the energy from those.
Yeah, and then I tried to get on my computer. My computer just restarted, and I'm just like, no, this isn't happening.
Okay. Do you remember what you were saying though?
I was saying that the one thing that why it was weird is because for me, I've always really, like, settled with people, and then I met my
Mm-hmm.
spouse, and I'm a very wild spirit. I am like a hippie at heart, and he allows me to be that way. I also have massive anxiety issues, and I tend to let my anger get the best of me sometimes, but he never tries to change me. And that's something that my grandpa always, like, my grandma's exactly the same way as me. And he always just told me to always be myself. So it kind of, like, confirmed that he is the right person,
Mm-hmm.
because he does let me be who I am and let me be happy. And everyone else has tried to change me and tried to calm me down because I'm just crazy.
Well, you're not crazy. And as far as the second part of your question was, is he around your grandmother? Yes. He specifically wants, he said, take her out in the sunshine. Take her out, get her some sunshine.
Yes, she's been
And,
hibernating lately.
yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh.
I feel so overwhelmed. I had, like, so many other things in my mind, and I was, like, super skeptical about it, because it's just not something that our family, this isn't normal for us.
Same.
And I was
Yeah.
just like, no, there's no way this is gonna be real. Like, I'm just gonna get my hopes up, and then the first thing you hear, like, a nickname, I'm just like, oh my god. But that's the one thing that would get me, is my nickname.
Mhm. Oh my goodness. I am so excited to see your journey in finding yourself because you're gifted. That is just
I do have one
amazing.
question. Do you
Uh-huh.
happen to feel another male's presence?
So I don't know exactly how many people you have lost, but I did feel other people in the background, but they did not, I don't call upon spirits, so I didn't try to get him to speak to me.
Okay.
So there's quite a few that are back there.
Yes. I've lost a lot of friends, and I'm still young.
Uh,
But there's just one that
mm-hmm.
I feel like tries to talk to me more than anything, but more so in the way that my music gets played, or like random songs that I'll start to hear, and songs that aren't like popular anymore, because I'm like 30 and he died when we were 15.
Oh
So
my
like,
gosh, and you'll hear the
yeah, and it's this one song, the one song that I would listen to on repeat after he died, and it just keeps replaying.
oh my gosh. That is so interesting. I do know that there was one name that did come up. I have a feeling I'll say the name and then I'll tell you who I think it might be. But the name Braden came up. Does that have any significance?
Yes, that's my son.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, that was whenever I was speaking to your grandfather. But yeah, I'm sorry I didn't say the name because I struggle with names. So I don't typically try to do them, but that was a very clear like Braden. So
That's my son. He was actually at the
oh my,
door.
really? Oh my gosh.
He's asking
That
me for
is
yogurt.
that sounds about right. Kids love yogurt.
But I'll show you, because I always have it here. This is my grandfather,
Oh my goodness.
and that's probably the
That is,
age.
yeah.
But I have it on my
That's
desk at all times, and I have all of his military stuff. I have all of my grandparents' wedding albums and everything. I'm gonna ask a weird question, and it's more so for you. I don't even know if he would answer, but my grandma told us like a month ago that and this is where I get a little like uneasy, but she told us a month ago that he came to her dream and told her that she was going to pass soon, and that he was going to be there to help her.
wow.
And my grandma's been really
Oh,
scared, so she keeps telling us that we need to go, and she's been getting a lot of dreams. And my baby cousin was yelling and crying at the door where his recliner is at my grandma's house, and said, like, you're making my grandma sad. You're making my grandma sad, Papa. You can't do this anymore. And then he went away, and she hasn't felt him since then.
oh my
And
goodness.
I don't know if that's like really him, or if it's something negative.
No, so typically when spirits come back in our dreams, that is really them. But and it's very interesting you said that that exact phrase and everything. When we pass, typically in our later stage in life, our loved ones do come back to us, and they will frequently visit. Like for instance, well, she's passed away, so I can say her name. A older woman at our church, her name was Irma, and she was in her 90s, and she was telling my grandparents are skeptics, mind you. They have no idea that I do this, but she told my grandparents there has been someone that she was close to was coming to her at night and in her sleep and saying, you're going to be passing away soon, and I will be helping you with that transition. And it was so often, and this took years for her to pass away, but they were letting her know that she was going to be passing away. They even told her how to breathe on the other side. And I've had a few people describe this to the exact same, and none of these people knew each other, and I've never heard of it in a movie or a book or anything, but they explained that breathing on the other side is almost like you're taking a sip of water. So it's very interesting. I don't know, it blows my mind, but that is it does happen, yeah.
Because
But she
told us that, but I always have dreams of a lot of people that pass away. When I was going through all that after my grandpa died, I had a dream that my grandpa came to me, and we were sitting on a bench, and it was like bright, but it was dark, and he was telling me that he was
Mm-hmm.
scared. He was scared that I was going to do something and that he didn't like seeing me that way and that I'm going to be okay. I just have to push through. But he was really scared and he was crying.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I woke up and I was bawling. And then I've had
Mm-hmm.
dreams, like I've had a lot of friends pass. We live in a small town. A lot of people do drugs and they pass, but I've had vivid dreams like of them holding my hand and like I can feel their hand still in my hand when I wake up. And it's the trippiest
Mm-hmm.
thing, but hearing my grandma say that, I was like, I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing. I don't know if that's something that's normal that happens.
It's very common, especially with elderly people. Typically, it's just, it's a part of life. But I would try not to be scared. I know it's not the best feeling to hear your grandmother say that, but you definitely want to look at it as, if she is going to pass away soon, I want it to be the best end of her life as possible. So, well, definitely please keep us updated with your journey. Like I said, I'm here if you have any questions. I know it's going to be almost overwhelming if you decide to start embracing your gifts. Please don't be scared of no, because it's amazing.
Well, thank you. I tried to start meditating the other day and then I just felt kind of like out of my body. And then I freaked out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to bed at 8:30 last night because I was tired. I was so tired.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been the last few days because I've been watching your lives and watching everything before like fully getting to try and get on with you. I was watching like, let me just see, like this girl just like randomly popped up on my For You page and I have nothing like this on my For You page. Everything's like funny stuff or like makeup stuff, or I'm stuck on Amazon TikTok right now. And then you pop up and I was just like, I've never liked something like this. This is weird. So I was skeptical. But then I started listening to what you were saying and I asked you the other day, like, if we feel this way, what should we do? And you said meditate. So I tried it and I haven't tried it since. It freaked me out.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can, a lot of people like to meditate to frequencies. So if I were you, I'd go look up, I just Google frequencies to listen to while you're meditating. That will help you stay grounded, where you don't have, it's not too overwhelming, it's not too much all at the same time.
Okay.
And definitely get you something to wear for anxiety.
I'll have to, because like I said, I have all of that over there. Those are all I needed this.
I needed this too. I had no idea, and I really enjoyed this session. Thank you for even allowing me to do this for you.
Thank you. I needed that. Got a little emotional, but I needed this.
It's very normal. It's an emotional process. So it's definitely normal. You're fine.
Thank you. Well, I'm gonna go call my grandma now.
Yeah, call her. Tell her you're taking her out into the sunshine, and that's final.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Bye.